Hello artist! In this demonstration video, I am going to show you how to complete your sketchbook assignment for movements. All right, so for this sketchbook, like all sketchbooks, you are going to need your reference sheet because this is going to help guide you into, what should I do for this sketchbook. As always, each example will help you fill in the boxes on your worksheet. Remember, you do not have to print this, but you should definitely have this open on your computer screen. And on your computer screen, it will be in color. So that might even be the best place to view it. And then, of course, you're going to need your blank worksheet. You can see I already have mine started here for the sake of time. So this is what you will need. I highly suggest you print this. However, for whatever reason, if you cannot print it, you should be doing this on a blank piece of paper. So what you will do here is you will then break up your paper in boxes just like you see here. So along the top here, you will somehow divide up however you want, 4 little boxes at the top. And then at the bottom, you'll divide it up into 3 little boxes. You can divide it up exactly as you see it here, or you can choose to arrange the paper however you want. I'm not too picky about that, but what I do need to see is everything that I'm asking you to do on here. So if you do it on a blank piece of paper, that's fine. You can arrange it any way you want, but I must see everything that's being requested. All right, you'll also need a pencil, an eraser, and I'm going to use markers today to do outlines while I show you the demonstration. And that's really all you need for this sketchbook. So let's get started. First of all, what is movement? In two-dimensional art, movement occurs when objects appear to be moving. All right, so in a two-dimensional art, objects aren't really moving because this is flat, this isn't real. Movement creates a sense of excitement and helps direct the viewer's eyes from one part of the artwork to another or around the image. You can create a sense of movement through many different techniques. Here are just a few solid techniques that you can use to create movement. So you'll want to refer to this as you are creating your movement on your sketchbook worksheet. And you're using the elements of art, like line, shapes. You can create this illusion of depth that shows movement. So we're going to use the elements of art and manipulate them in a way to create this sense of movement or guiding our viewers' eyes around our image or art. Okay, so for the first box at the top, it is asking you show movement by drawing your own comic strip in the space below. Now, this doesn't need to be an intense comic strip. A lot of you like anime, so this might be your time to shine. I made it very super simple, and I just showed this little animation with a ball. On the first box, my ball is still. You can see nothing's happening. But then when I use lines, so if you come back here, you can use diagonal or curved lines to give the sense of movement. And in Unit 1, we looked at how Keith Haring, a graffiti artist from the 80s, used really simple lines to put lines around his objects to give it a sense of movement. So I'm using lines to give the sense of direction of my ball bouncing, my ball wiggling on down this little path here, and then the ball shooting down and bouncing up off the ground. So each of these 3 show a sense of movement. So I'm going to go ahead and outline these now. All right, movements. So don't panic, your little comic strip here does not need to be very complex. You can make it very, very simple. And you can really see the sense of movement here. So you can create any little comic you want. My little comic is just about this ball and the different movement that this ball goes through, okay? All right, the next one here is to create an illusion of movement in the 3 spaces below by using 3 different techniques shown on the front, and then label each box. So on the front, or on the reference sheet here, these are all different types of ways that you can create a sense of movement. I want you to pick which one, you're gonna have the most fun with. And then you'll label them. So for this one here, I focused on space. I'm creating this illusion of space that's going to guide the viewer's eyes back into, or the illusion of it going in or outward. Right now, that's not really happening as much. This is where I want to pull in another element of art. And I'm going to pull in the element of art, a color. And in this case, I'm just using a black marker for this whole thing. I'm going to use the element of art color, in this case, a neutral color of black. And I'm going to use the principal design contrast, where I am going to go every other box here, and this is going to create this illusion of of our eyes either going inward or this popping outward at us. So let's take a look. All right, so there we have it, space. So beside the fact my Sharpie marker was dying, notice, I wasn't too concerned about keeping the straightest of edges. However, you do want to take some time and consideration with something like that. But here, this gives this illusion of our eyes being drawn into the center there, or being pulled back. I think if I would have taken more time and done even thinner segments of these boxes, and put more boxes in there, it would have even made this illusion stronger. All right, for my next box, I was going to use lines, and also when we create a pattern of any kind, you can see down here to make like this ring, almost like it's like a drop in the water. This is a great, easy example to do. Anytime we're repeating an element of art or creating a pattern creates a sense of movement, and pattern is going to be our next sketchbook assignment. So for this one here, I was just repeating this curled line, which is going to guide my viewer's eyes around the image. All right, and there's another one. Creating this rhythmic movement of this wave swirling around my image there. And then last but not least, I decided to do another space example here, but also with a repeating of a particular shape. I'm repeating the shape of these birds that are kind of like flying back into the distance here. And then I just kind of added these squiggly lines here to show a sense of movement of a wind or breeze coming across them in the opposite direction as they're kind of flying inward or outwards away from the viewer. Okay? So this is your movement sketchbook. You can make it as simple or as complex as you would like it. Just remember that you are referring to this sheet for some really great ideas. I really like this one here, using energetic mark making. And this could even be accidental. You guys do have paints. You could put some watered down paint into one of the boxes and take a straw and blow air out onto it and make your paint splatter out a little bit more random. That's a really cool, fun idea. So get creative with this. You don't have to stick with what I did. I did some really simple stuff here. Remember, I'm showing you kind of like at the very basic what you can do. I expect those of you who are even beyond the basic level of this to really push this into your own unique styles and what you do best. Okay? So this is really basic. For those of you who just need a starting point, this is perfect. Remember, just keep referring back to these reference sheet, and then I can't wait to see your finished sketchbooks. Let me know if you need anything. Otherwise, just have lots of fun with this and submit them when you are completed.